So, guys, today we are going to discuss two important concepts. One is roles management in ASP.NET Core Identity, as well as how you can manage the user. So, basically, roles management and users management. That's what we are going to discuss today and tomorrow. So, two sessions, I think it will take. So, let us first understand what are the things we need to discuss related to roles management. So, basically, in the menu, we are going to provide one option called roles, and once you click on this option, then this is the role listing page or index page that what we are going to develop. So in this page, what exactly we are going to display? We are going to display the list of all the available roles, both active as well as inactive. We are also going to provide the options, right? Using this option, you can filter the roles. You can filter the roles based on the status, right? Status in the sense active and inactive, how many roles you want to display per page, and you can apply and clear the filter. And this is the filter option. Apart from this, we are also going to provide the options to create a new role. We are also going to provide the options to see the details of a particular role, edit the role, and delete the role. For example, if you look at this view, then in this case, it is going to show me the role, what is the role name, what is the role description, whether this role is active or inactive, when this role is created, when this role is last updated, and currently how many users are there who are currently assigned with this particular role. So here you can see the list of users who are currently assigned to this role. That list I'm going to show here. Also, I'm providing the pagination option. See, in this case, as your application grows, you might be have multiple, right? 50 users, 100 users, they are assigned with a particular role. So in that case, it's not feasible or it's not looks good to display all the roles information within the page. So what we need to do, we need to provide this pagination option. So here you can see I'm providing the pagination option showing who are the user who belongs to this particular role. And from this page, you can see we are having two options. Either you can go back to the list roles page or you can edit the role. Suppose in this case, right, if you want to edit the role, then you have to click the edit button. And once you click on the role, right, here you can see what is the role status, role ID. So that's what I'm showing currently. This is the role status, role ID. If you don't want to show this role ID, that's fine. So here you can see what is the current role, what is the description, and whether this role you want to make is active or inactive. Suppose I want to make this role as inactive. So in that case, I need to call this one. So now you can see admin role is showing as inactive. So let make this role as active and click on this one. So you can see admin role again becomes it active. At the same time, if you want to delete any particular role, once you click on this delete button, that pop-up will comes, and here you can decide whether you want to delete this role or not, right? And at the same time, if you want to create a new role, you have to click on this create role. For example, I want to create a test role. So I just provide test description, and yes, this is going to be active role and click on the create button. So here you can see I have created one role and now I can filter the role. So currently you can see that a test role is available. Now, if you want to delete, click on the delete button and click on this one. So this should delete the role. Now, if you search with the text word, then you can see no roles to display. Clear?
Yes, sir.
And now if you click on this clear button, then the source filter is reset and again it will display all the role information. So in this case, this is going to my listing page. Here you can see I'm having the pagination, right? Second thing, I'm having this create new role. Then you can see I'm having these few options in the roles details page. I'm not only showing the details of the role, but also I'm showing the list of users who are assigned to this role. Again, you can click on the edit button where you can edit the role name and the description. And also here it is showing some guidelines which you need to follow while you are updating the data. So now again, if you want, you can delete the button role, and once you click, then that pop-up will come, and here you need to click on the delete or cancel button. So accordingly, it is going to do the operations. So this is all about our roles page. Clear? Anyone having any question, query? Clear, guys? This is what we are going to develop. Anyone having any question, queries, guys? Is that clear to everybody?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, now next what I need to do, I need to discuss the users management. So now you can see this is similar to my roles management. Here I can filter the users by name, email, phone number, username, dynamic search I'm going to provide. You can filter the user by status active, inactive. You can filter the users by confirmed and unconfirmed user. So confirmed and unconfirmed means what? If the email ID is a confirmed user, otherwise is a unconfirmed user. And here you can see we are also having this apply and clear button. So here also I'm providing or I'm showing this pagination. So first, previous, next, and last. Whatever the number of users, that pagination is working as expected. Here I have provided the options to add a new user. And here also, like the roles management, you can see details, edit, delete, and manage roles. So now if you click on this details button, here it is showing the details of the user, whatever the name, email ID, whether the user is active and email confirmed. Here you can see the email, phone number, account information. You can see date of birth, when you last logged in, when it is created, when it is modified. And in the right hand side, you can see roles and permissions. So whatever the roles currently assigned with this user, that list of roles I'm showing here. Clear? So in the details phase, not only I'm showing the user information, all the user detailed information, but also I'm showing whatever all roles are assigned to this particular user. Clear? Clear or not?
Yes.
Yes.
Right. Now, if you go to this edit page, then it will ask you to edit the user. And here you can see first name is there, last name is there, email, date of birth, phone number, active and email confirm. So that is what you can edit here. Now, what happened in this page, I'm not providing the options to edit the password. Password is completely different scenario altogether. I'm going to discuss in our coming session how you can change the password or reset the password, how to implement the forgot password. So that is going to be completely different story altogether. That is what we are going to discuss in our coming session. So here you can also update the employee information. For example, I want to update the date of birth. So just click on this one. So this should update the user. Now, next what I need to do, I need to provide the options to create a new user. For example, just click on this add new user. So basically, guys, remember there are two ways to register a user. So normal user, whoever going to access your application services, they can register themselves. But to manage the admin panel, what the admin is going to do, the admin is going to create some internal user for the managing the application. So in that case, this is the page which needs to be given access to the admin. Admin can only create the user from this page. So whatever the name, last name, email ID, whatever information he wants to give, he can provide. And from this page, the admin can also create a user. So once the user is created, you can see we are also having this delete button option. Here you can see this is the page what it is going to show in case of a delete. And if you want to delete the user, you have to select this checkbox. And once you select this checkbox, this yes delete button is going to be enabled. And in that case, it is going to delete the user. And what is important in this case, if you go to the details page, it is showing the list of roles assigned to this user. So basically for a particular user, whatever all roles you want to manage. So for that purpose, you can see that this is the manage roles button. Here also you can see this is manage button. And from the index page, you can see this manage roles is also there. So once you click any of this button, it will take you to this page. And inside this page, it is going to show you all the read all the roles that are available within the system. And currently, how many roles are assigned, and that is what. Now, for example, I want to remove this thing. So currently, I want to provide these four options. Now, I selected the role and click on this save. So you can see user roles updated successfully. Now, if you go to the manage role, you can see whatever total number of roles it and how many roles are selected for. Now from here individually you can select the role. As soon as you select this checkbox, you can see the selected count is increased. Again from this page, if you want to select all the roles, you can click on the select all option. If you want to deselect all, you can click on this clear button. So now, for example, I want to give all the roles, not all the roles. Okay, let remove this few things and let it be there. So now you can see only those roles are going to be displayed here. Clear? Clear or not?
Yes,
So
sir.
basically, we have discussed the roles management, how to retrieve the role, add, update, delete, view, and for each role, whatever all assigned users are there, that list also we are going to display. For admin, for users management, we are providing the option for the admin to update the profile information, create a new user, update the user data. Also, right, it is allowing the admin to assign some roles to the user. So that is very, very important. So roles management is important. And guys, remember why we need role. So before proceeding further, first of all, we need to understand why we need roles. Because roles are basically used for authorization. So there are, whenever we are talking about security, there are two things you need to understand. What are the things? One is authentication, another one is authorization. Authentication means what? Now verifying the identity, whether the user, whatever the credential provided, username, password, is correct or not. If correct, he is a valid user. But with once the user is authenticated, what are the resources he can access, he cannot access? That is going to be decided by the roles. If the roles is admin, he can access everything. If the role is manager, the access is limited. If the role is user, again it is going to be limited to the user functionalities only. So that is what we need to manage using the role-based authentication. So, and to implement role-based authentication, we need to assign roles to user, and we can assign the roles in multiple ways. What are the multiple ways? In the roles management, you can manage whoever the users going to be inside that role, and from the user's point of view, whatever all roles are assigned to that particular user, that what we can manage, and this is the appropriate one. See, instead of assigning what I can say users to role, it is better to assign roles to user for easy maintenanceability, right? You can easily manage these things rather than assigning users to roles. Clear? Clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
Right. So now let us proceed and see how we can implement this application step by step in our existing project. Clear? What are the things we are going to discuss? What is today's agenda? Is that clear to everybody? Yes or no? Clear or not? I don't know why you guys are being
Yes,
silent.
yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sir.
it's clear, it's clear.
So
Yes,
because
sir.
if you guys are become silent, it is like right some
Yes,
one-way
sir.
traffic. I'm discussing right and you. So here you have to remember one important thing. So now if you look at this paging nation, 1 minute guys, what happened to this one? Okay. So if you look at the paging nation, here I'm having this paging nation inside this page. If you go to this page, the paging nation is also there. If you go to this page, the paging nation is also there. So this paging nation control, whatever I'm showing here, is this look same in all these three pages or it is different?
It will be same, sir.
So I don't know why you guys are thinking so much and just I'm getting only one response. If this is happening, right, then I'm not going to discuss, right, the
It's the
concept in
same.
that detail by taking some real-time scenario.
Oh,
So
please do. It's the same.
I
It's the
can
same.
complete the, right, what I can say identity in the next couple of days, right? Because, right, if I'm not getting that, right, what I can say, uh, effort from your side, then my effort is going to be down. Okay. Okay, so no
Okay,
matter,
sir.
I'm not
Oh,
going to ask
please,
whether
please.
you guys understand or not. My
Yes, sir.
No, no,
responsibility
it's
Understanding.
okay.
is
We
only to
do.
go in one-way direction. I'm only going to explain whatever I understood, whether you guys understood or not. I'm not going to bother about it. Okay, fine.
Sorry,
Because
Khan, we do. We
it means
understand. We
I'm
understand.
not
Thank you.
I'm not getting that kind of right what I can say effort from your side. So you right? Okay, fine, no issue. So let us proceed and develop this application step by step. Okay. So first of all, what I need to do, I'm going to develop the page result. So whatever the data I want to display, I mean the pagination for the pagination purpose, whatever the data is required. For that purpose, I'm going to use this page result of a T. So T can be anything. So this T can be the list of roles, list of user, whatever the data you want to display in the index page, that T is going to replace that index. So first of all, this is going to be my page result of a T. So wherever the pagination is required, so for that purpose, I'm going to make use of this page result generic type. So let me go ahead and create a class file. So within this view model, I'm going to create this generic class. So this is going to contain all the information. So what are the information? So list of a T. So T means it can be roles, it can be user. So what is the total number of element? What is the page index means one page number one or page number two, page size, how many elements you want to display. So total count minus page size is going to be total number of pages. If the page index is right greater than one, then there is some right what I can say previous page is option is going to be there. And if the page index is less than the total number of pages, right, uh, then has next page is going to be there. So basically, from here only, I have to decide whether to show the previous page or to show the next page. So next page is only going to be visible when the page index, right, whatever the page number. For example, let assume the page number is currently is one. If the page number is one, do I need to show the what I can say uh, previous page? No. So
No.
one is greater than one? No. So has a previous page? No. If the current page is one and the total page count is five, so do I need to show the next option, next button?
Yes.
So how the page index is one less than five. If the page index is five, in that case, do I need to show the next page option?
No.
Five is less than five? No. So that's what I'm going to decide whether what options to be visible first, last, next, previous. So basically based on this. So how to use, I will show you practically. So this is going to be my right pagination result set. You can consider generic type, which I'm going to use in multiple pages. Now, a role list item view model. So this is the role list item view model, which I'm going to display. For example, let me first do one more thing. Let me create a folder called role. So basically, within this view models folder, whatever all models related to roles, those are going to be stored inside this roles folder, which comes inside the view models folder. Let me start with the role list item view model. So in the index page, whatever all items I want to display. In the index page, whatever all items I want to display related to load role. So for that purpose, I'm going to make it. So this is very similar to your identity role. So what are the information I want to display? What is the ID? What is the name of the role? Description of the role, whether the role is active and when it is created. So if you want to right, if you want to see exactly, so let me run the application, that application what I developed. Let me run so that you will have a better clarity. So this is my role listing page. So for this page, the model is going to be this one. The model is going to be this page result of a T. T is nothing but your right here, role list item view model. So this is going to be list of a role item view model. So in this case, whatever the data I want to display for the role. So first of all, name, description, status, created on, And also in this case, view, edit, delete, whenever I'm clicking on these buttons, that ID is required. So how many information? Role ID, role name, description, status, and the created on. So these are the data what required: ID, name, description, is active, and created on. Clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Clear, guys?
yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. Now again in this page you can see I'm going to have some filter. What filter? The search name. This is going to be a text box. This is the drop down selected status page size. So these are going to be my filtered option. So whatever the data I'm going to filter, for that purpose to capture this filtered option or filter data, what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a view model. That view model name is role list filter view model. So let me go ahead and create a class file within this roles folder. That name is going to be role list filter view model. So this is going to hold the view model data. So what information we need to display? So in this case, whatever the search, the search means this is the search by name or description. Then the second one is going to be is active, whether the data is going to be active or is inactive, so true or false. And then the page number and the page size. So what is the page size? You can see this is the page size, and whichever page number data you want to store, right? By default it is one, and when I click on this one, you can see page number is going to be stored. So this is also going to be part of the what I can say filtered view model. So these are the information that what I need. So search name and description text box is active. What is the page number and what is the page size? So the default page number is going to be 1 and the default page size is going to be 5. So if I do not provide this information, if I provide only search and is active, that's fine. In that case, page number is going to be 1, page size is going to be 5. If you want, you can also provide these two information as well. Clear?
Yes.
Clear?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now,
Yes.
again, right, if you look at this, this is my create new role. So while I'm going to create a new role, what are all information I need? I need the role name, role description, and whether the role is active or not. These three things I need while I'm creating a new role. So let me go ahead and create a model for the same. So in this case, within this roles folder, go ahead and create a class file. This is going to be role create view model. And this view model is going to have how many properties? If I'm going to take three pieces of information from the UI, then definitely I'm going to have at least three properties. So name, description, and the is active. So this is similar to the name, description, and the is active check rate checkbox. Clear?
Yes.
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 Right. Now, so in this case, right, this three information is fine for creating a new, what I can say, uh, role. But if you are going to update the role, so apart from this three information, do I need this role ID? Yes or no?
Yes. Yes.
Without this role ID, can I perform the update operation?
No. No.
No,
Again,
sir.
if you look at the right, what I can say, our table, identity DB. So in the identity DB, if you go to the roles table, so not this one, what is our database name? Identity core DB. So if you go to the database, then you will see in the roles table, we are having one column, concurrency staff. What is the use of this column? What is the use of this concurrency staff column? Can anybody tell me
This is the signature.
what signature? Have you ever right implement any kind of, for example, how you are going to handle the concurrency? If two admin, they are going to update the same role at the same time, do you want both update operations to be completed successfully, or one of the operations to be completed successfully while the other one needs to be failed? What is the best case scenario?
one operation should be successful and the other one should be failed.
How you can manage this thing with entity framework code? So for that purpose, do I need any timestamp column, concurrency column? Yes.
Yes.
So basically, this is the column which I will use to manage the concurrency. So concurrency means both the operations, right? Both operations means both the admin 1, admin 2, they read the information and they read the concurrency stamp value is this one. And as you know, this is the timestamp column. Timestamp column means every time you update the data, every time you update the data, this column value is going to be updated automatically. See, this is not going to be updated whenever what I can say you created using the hash data method within the DB context class, but from application side, if you are using identity method or using entity framework core method to insert the data or update the data, this column value is going to be updated automatically. If both user read the same value and once one user update the right information, this particular row information, then that concurrency stamp value is going to be updated automatically. And this concurrency stamp is going to be used in the where clause condition while updating. Then the second for the admin 2. So whatever the concurrency stamp value they already hold, that value is no longer available in the database. And if I apply that value in the where clause condition, 100% that update operation is going to be failed. Why? Because the concurrency stamp is no longer available. Clear? This is what we have already discussed with entity framework core. So this concurrency stamp is required. So in this case, what I'm going to do is, while I'm updating the data, not only I'm going to capture or store the, I'm going to take the role name, role description is active, but also I'm going to take the role ID and the concurrency stamp value if it has. So this 5 information I need to take at the time of a update operation, but not at the time of a create operation, because in the time of a create operation doesn't matter, because this concurrence will only come into the picture at the time of a update and a delete operations, but not but not in the case of a insert operation. So in this case, so whatever the role edit view model we are going to create, that view model not only going to contain these 3 pieces of information, but also the ID and the concurrency stuff. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Clear? Okay, so let me go ahead and create this one. So here I need to create this within the roles entity. Within the roles folder. So let me go ahead and create this one. So this should have hype properties. So you can see ID, name, description is active, and the concurrency column. So these are the hype information that what we need. So user in role view model. So basically, if you look at this details page, so in this page, I'm showing this user information. I'm showing this user detailed information. But along with this user information, I am also showing the associated role, associated users who are already assigned to this role, admin role, how many users are. That list also I'm showing here. So to show this information within the role space, what I'm going to do, I'm going to create one model that is user in role view model. So whoever the user are currently within this particular role, that the user list I want to say, what are the information I'm showing here, name, email, phone number, active status. So let me go ahead and create one view model. So in this case, it is going to be the user in role view model. So user in role view model, and let me go ahead and update this thing. See, in this case, you can see email, phone number, first name, last name, and is active. So in this case, you can see first name. So Aditi Verma, first and last name I have merged here. Email, phone number, active. And definitely the ID is going to be my identity column value. So that is what we are also going to return. ID, email, phone number, first name, last name. So first name plus last name, that is what I'm showing in the name column. Clear? This entity is, this B model is clear. Where we are going to use this B model, that is clear. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Now, Now then what I need to do, I need to create the role details view model, and in the roles details view model, we are going to store the role ID, role name, role description, each role status, created on, updated on, how many total users are there, plus that entity what we just created, that list of a user in role view model. That is going to be the uh, those are the properties that what we need to define within the roles details view model. So role master data plus the associated users collection, that what we need to define here. So let me go ahead and create this one. So here you can see ID, name, description is active, created on, modified on. So in this case, you can see definitely role ID is the identity column, role name, role description is the role active when it is created, when it is modified. So this information I have stored here plus the list of users. So this list of user is nothing but this is going to be a collection of a user in role view model, right? And this is going to be my page day result. So in this case, that page result, why I'm using this page day result of a TK, can anybody tell me? Because in this case, this is going to be a pagination. Pagination means I have to use this is generic type page day result of this one. Clear?
Yes.
Right now. So
Yes.
here you might have one question, sir. What about this user assign? So that's what you can easily achieve by calling the count method on this users property right within the view users.count, that is going to give me the list of users, or you can see in the page result, that in the page result we are having this total count property also. That total count I can also show there to indicate right how many users are there within this role. Clear? Clear?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So once this is
Yes.
done, right, you can see we have created all the view model for the details page, for the edit page, and also for the create page, as well as for the index page. So once this is done, next what we need to do, we need to create the role service interface and its implementation class. So let me go ahead and create a class file, I role service. So in this case, it should be created. So first of all, we have created the roles view model. That's fine. Now, within the services folder, go ahead and create a class file, iRole service, and then copy this code. So whatever the functionality is required, that what I am providing here, you can say get role async. So based on the filter, whatever all roles are available. So this method is basically called within this index page. From the index page, I need to call this method by passing the filtered option, and this is going to return me the list of users, right? And the data type is going to be page result of a T, and this T is going to be role list item view model. Then the second one is create async. So it is going to create a new role, and I'm taking this role create view model. And once the role is created, if any error messages are there, whether the operation completed successfully or not, that what I can access using this result identity result. And if the role is created, then what is the role ID, newly created role ID? That's what I'm returning here. Get for edit, basically this is going to take the role ID, and based on the role ID, whatever the data required for the role edit view model, that what I'm retrieving. This is the data what it retrieve, and this is the method which taking this role view model, upload the data updated by the admin, and then it is going to update the result. This method is going to delete the role, and this method is going to retrieve the right what I can say roles details view model. And this roles details view model, you can see it is taking the page number and the page size. So this is going to be my page number and the page size. So for better understanding, right, what I can do is I can modify this. Clear? Clear,
Yes.
guys?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I roll service. So let me. So instead of page number, this will give you better clarity. Now, next what I need to do, I need to implement the actual service class. So this is the class, or this is the place where we need to write all the business logic. So let me go ahead and create a class file, role service class. So this is going to my role service class. Let's see what and how we are going to retrieve the data. So first of all, I need to inject the role manager. Why? Now the role manager is the responsible for interacting or for doing the operation related to role entity, right? And this is my DB context class. If I want to do some operation which is not provided by the role manager, I can do the operation using DB context, right? So these two I have injected through the constructor. This is my get role async method. So based on the roles filter view model, so it will take the search ejective, page number and page size. And based on this, it is going to return the data. First of all, I'm accessing all the roles. And so this is the query just created. Here, I have not applied the query or I have not executed the query. Why? Now I have to apply the filter. That optional filter I need to apply. So first of all, check whether this search is empty or not. If it is not null or empty, then I'm going to apply that filter, and that filter I'm going to apply it on two columns. One is on the name column, another one is on the description column. Then I'm checking whether the each active column value, I mean that each active is selected or not. If it is selected, then that each active also I'm going to apply in the where clause condition. So once the query is built, then I'm calling this count hashing method, which is going to return me the total integer count. So how many records are satisfied based on these conditions, right? And then what I'm doing here, and once I got the count, then I need to apply the filter. So here it is going to return me only a integer value from the database, not the complete data. And to get the complete data, why should I retrieve all the complete data from the database? I need to apply the filtration, right, again on the query. How? Now I need to apply the pagination, how many uh, items to be skipped, how many items to be taken. So that's what I have applied here. Again, I'm not going to retrieve all the data. All the data is not required. Whatever the data is required. So see, in this case, if you are not using the select this one, and if you are directly calling this a to list method means what? Now see, if you are not projecting the response to a specific type, then in that case it is going to use select star. And you guys tell me, select star is good from the performance point of view, or select specific column name is good from the performance point of view?
Specific column.
Exactly, specific. Because whatever the data is required, we need to fetch only those data. Why should I retrieve all the information? So in that case, I'm selecting or I'm projecting the result to this roles list item view model, ID name, description is active created on. So once the items are ready, then what I need to do, I need to create my page result. So in the page result, this is the type. So type means that what I need to assign within the items property. Total count we have already set here. Then the page number and the page size, that what we are getting from the input. So that what we need to return. Clear?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Now what I need to do, I need to apply the, right, I need to create a new role. Very simple. So whenever we are going to create a role, what is our mandatory thing? So in that case, whenever I'm going to create a new role, that role name must be unique. That role name needs to be unique. Role name cannot be duplicate. So first of all, what I need to do, I need to ensure whatever the name you are going to create, that should not be already exist in the database. If you already exist, we need to return the identity failed error message. If it is not already exist, then what I need to do, I need to create the ID that is definitely going to be the GUID name. What is the normalized name? Normalized name is nothing but the uppercase version of the name property. So you can see I'm accessing name here also name, but here I'm applying the two upper method. Description, each active is going to be true, created on, modified on is the current date time. And then I'm calling this method, right, create hashing by passing this role, which is going to create a new role. And then whatever the, if the role is succeeded, I mean, if it is created successfully, then I'm going to return the role ID, otherwise I'm going to not return all and the identity result as it is. So here I'm returning the identity result. So this is nothing but identity result, and this is nothing but a ternary operator where it is going to return either the role ID if the operation completed successfully, else it is going to return. Clear?
Yes.
So this is going to be get for edit. So this method is basically going to return the data whenever you are going to perform the edit operation. First of all, roles method, whatever the ID you provided, if this role is not exist, return null. If it is exist, then map the data to this red role edit view model and return this information from the, what I can say, from this method. Then this is going to be my update async method. So once you return this data to the UI, from the UI you can do some changes to the name, description, inactive, right, whatever. Then you need to update the data. First of all, while I'm doing the update operation, first of all I need to check whether this role ID is exist or not. If it is not exist, I can return this error message. So here you can see I'm returning this custom error message that the code is going to be not found, description is role not found. Then again, right, I need to handle the concurrency check. So concurrency check means what? Now, whatever the concurrency ID we got from the model, if it has some value, and whatever the data, whatever the concurrency ID we got from the database, if both are equals, that's fine. If both are not equals, I need to return this error message. Concurrency failure. Clear?
Yes.
Right? And then what I need to do, ensure name is still unique. So basically, while you are updating the data, so whatever the name you provided, right, whatever the name you provided and whatever the existing name, if they are not same, means what? If you are updating the name, then in that case, whatever the updated name, that should not be already exist in the database. If it is already exist, for example, admin role is already exist, and now you are updating the user role, and while you are updating the user role, you are providing the name as admin. In that case, do I need to allow that operation, or I need to return the error message that this role name is already exist in the database? What should be the ideal scenario?
It should be in the database.
Already in the database.
Exactly right. So in that case, if the updated role name and the database role name are not equal, then I need to check whatever the updated name that should not be exist in the database. If it is exist in the database, and if that ID and the right current role ID are not equal, then in that case we need to return this duplicate role name. So that uniqueness is going to be handled by this code block. And if all the validations are completed successfully, then we need to update the name, normalized name, description is active, and the modified on column. And we need to call this update async method by passing the roll up. Clear?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Right. Now what I need to do, I need to delete the role. Guys, remember, if you are going to delete a role, and if some of the user are already assigned to that particular role, do I need to allow the user role to be deleted? You are having one admin role, and some of the users are all right going to have with the role admin. In that case, do I need to allow that role to be deleted?
No.
See, it basically depends on the scenario. If you want to delete, if your business requirement is saying, okay, go ahead and delete, then you can delete. If they are providing restriction, then you have restriction. In this case, what is our requirement? Now, if there is at least one user exist for the given role, then we are not going to allow that role to be deleted. So let us see how we can do this thing. First of all, whatever the role that must be exist, if not exist, we need to return this role not found. Then prevent deletion if users are assigned to this role. So basically, db context dot set identity user roles table, right? I'm fetching what is the has users column, right? So basically, any user. So basically, in this case, what I'm doing here, I'm checking, right? I'm checking in the identity user role. So what is this identity user role? Can anybody tell me? What is this identity user role? So this is the entity which is going to maintain the many-to-many relationship between whom and whom?
User and role.
Right. So basically, if you look at this, we are having this user roles table. So this is going to contain the user ID and the role IDs, and this user roles table is going to be created based on this identity user role entity. So for this particular role ID, whatever you want to delete, that what I'm going to check inside this identity users table, and I'm going to check at least has any user are there, is there any entity or any record exist in this table? If any record exists means that user ID exists or not. Suppose I'm going to delete one role from the roles table. And for that particular role ID, if at least one record exists inside this table, means what? Means that role is currently assigned to some of the user or not.
Yes.
So in that case, do I need to allow the deletion? No. So that is what I'm checking. I'm checking has any user. If any user, then you cannot delete a role. Otherwise, you can delete the role by calling this role manager delete async. Clear?
Yes.
Now, so this is going to retrieve the details. So basically details in the sense, you can see for this page, I'm going to make use of this get details method. So here I'm taking the ID and page and page size, and it is going to return me the role details view model. So this is going to my data, and this is going to my page result, pagination result. So here you can see. Guys, can anybody tell me what type of a syntax is this? Is this a method syntax or query syntax?
It's SQL form syntax.
Sorry, this is the link queue query
Means,
syntax.
yes, link queue query syntax, but in link queue you can write two types of like lambda expression, or another is simple normal.
So that is, see that what we have already discussed. This is nothing but your method syntax, and this is going to be your query syntax, right? So you can write the query in two ways. So in the first case, you can see what I'm doing here. I'm checking whether whatever the role ID you provided, whether that role exists or not. If that role exists, that's fine. If the role not exists, then what I need to do? I need to return the corresponding user information. So how I can do this thing? So how you can write the code and fetch the user details. So if you look at this table, right, for example, uh, this is my database table. So let me generate one database schema. So roles, users, users roles. So by taking these three things, I'm generating the database schema. Okay. Now if you look at this, this is my roles table, this is my users table, and this is my users roles table. So how these three tables are interlinked? So from the roles table, can I get the right? For example, for a particular role ID, can I get all the associated user ID from this user roles table? Yes or
Yes.
no?
Yes.
From this
Yes.
user ID, can I get the associated user detailed information from the users table?
Yes.
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 Right. So basically, that's what I need to do. So I need to do the join between roles, user roles, and the users table, and that is what I'm doing here. So first of all, from user role, right? For example, from this user roles and roles table, users table, I need to do the join operation. How you can do this thing? See, this is going to be my user ID and the role ID. So this is going to my table. Can anybody tell me what is the joining syntax?
Join
Users
Users.
users.
on
Look, let's give
user
this as
range
a
dot user
was on
on your dot user ID, u dot user ID,
equals to u dot
user ID.
ID. Clear? Then where? Guys, tell me where you are dot role ID equals to for a particular role. For let assume for this particular role, I want to see how many users are there. That this is the syntax that what I need to write. So here I can write something like this. So u dot whatever the name, you dot email, right? So this involve, right? Whatever you can paste. So these are the users. Clear? Clear
Yes.
or not? Okay. So there are, see, don't be confused with these two times pranam.
Yes, sir.
So we might be created two users, right? For example, okay, let me give this email confirm. So it should be email so that you should not confuse. So here you can see email ID is used. So pranay, don't confuse. That first name might be same, but the email ID is going to be same, different. So basically, we need to join user roles with the users table. Right, and the joining condition is user ID on the ID column, and the condition is going to be where clause condition is going to be role ID, and that is what I need to do here. So you have to read from user role, right? So in this case, from you are in ep context dot identity user dot. So basically, what I'm doing here now, select a star from, or you can say this is going to be my first table. So whatever the first table in this case, from user role. So that what I have provided here, from user role. This is the syntax. That is, it is accessing the right, what I can say, left table. Clear? And then it is doing the joining operation u, and here u is representing the application user left table. In this case, this is going to my user roles table, and this is going to my right hand side table. Right hand side table means what is the table name in this case? It is going to be the users table. Clear? And what is the
Yes.
condition? The condition is user ID equals to UID. So in this case, you can say user's ID from the users table comparing with the ID of the users table. That what I have provided here. And then the where clause condition is user role table role ID. That what I have to apply here. Here you can see where you are that role ID equals to whatever the role ID we receive. So this is going to be the data. And in this case, right, what I can do is if I'm using the select star, then what will happening? So you can see it is retrieving me all the columns data. Do I need all this data? Not required. So what information I need? I need only these things: ID, user ID, email, first name, last name, is active, and phone number. So how I can do this thing? Now here you can see. So u dot ID, user ID I need, u dot email I need, u dot is active I need. I mean whatever the column is required, that what you can fetch, and this will definitely going to improve the overall performance. This query is clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Right. So once the query is there, and this is just we created the query, and here you can execute that query to return the total number of users, and then you can apply the right, what I can say, pagination options. So how many records to be skipped, how many records to be take. And once you got the user's data, you can prepare your roles details view model. Role information you can access from the role entity, role ID, role name, role description, role. Then that user's information you can access from here. And again, in this case, users, it is going to be page result. So in that case, this users is going to my items. Total count we have already calculated here. Page index and page size you will receive as an input parameter. Clear?
Yes.
Clear? Or
Yes.
okay. Anyone having any question? This is going to be my page number. So only page you might get confused. So this is page number. Clear, guys?
Yes, sir. Yep.
Okay. So let me go to the role service class and update the same. Okay. Clear, guys? So once we have created the service, next what I need to do, I need to update that into the program.cs class file. So wherever we register the services, I have to register this iRole service class. Clear? Till now, anyone having any question?
That's
Clear?
fine.
Or Yeah. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create my roles controller. So let me go ahead and create a folder called controllers within the controllers folder. So within this controllers folder, let me go ahead and add all my action methods. Then I will show you how to create the corresponding views. So go ahead and create this one. So I'm injecting my role service, the logger service, both I have rejected. So this is my index page. It is taking the filter, calling this method, which is going to return me the what I can say, all the filtered result, whatever the filter options. Right here you have two options, right? First of all, that filtered whatever I'm receiving is different than the data what I'm sending to the view. You have to remember two things. One, what data I'm taking. Second one, what data I'm sending. In this case, this is my filtered options. And in this case, this is the data what I'm supplying to the view. Again, whatever the filtered options I'm getting, do I need to keep this filtered option in the page view? Yes, 100%. So how I can do this? Now store that result inside a view bag. And from this view bag, we can read the data and we can set the corresponding, what I can say, corresponding input element. How I can do this? I will show you practically. So let me go ahead and write. And before that, what I'm going to do? I'm going to create one right common pager. Pager means you can see this paging nation button. I'm using multiple places. So for this purpose, what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a reusable component. So reusable component in ASP.NET Core MVC means partial view. The layout page, this is a partial view. Similarly, what I need to do is for this particular component, right, first, previous, page number, next, last, what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a partial view, and that partial view I'm going to call from multiple pages where I need the same view within the main view. So let me go ahead and create one pager.cshtml for the pagination control. And again, that partial view needs to be created inside the shared folder. So right click on the shared folder, add a view file, name the view file as pager.cshtml underscore pager.cshtml, and then copy paste this code. So this is going to be my paging nation. So in this case, you can see, first of all, right, you have to remember a pager works with any list wrapped inside a page result property. So this pagination control is going to be worked within page result of a T mod. So from that what you already know, this is the page result of a T class. So if you are expecting, I mean, if your view is expecting or if your view is having this property, then only you can call this view model by passing that one. So in this case, you can see the model for this view is going to be page result of a T. T is going to be object. Object, why I'm specifying object? So in this case, if you go to the what I can say roles details view model or roles details view model. So in this case, that T is going to be user in role view model. But in this case, why I'm using object? Now, in this case, I'm using object because this same pager I'm going to use at multiple pages, multiple views, and all the views, for all the views, the list of item is not going to be users in role view model. From pages to pages, from view to view, that item data, that T is going to be vary, and which is the data type, who is the super data type, all .NET data type. In .NET, who is the super data type?
Object.
Object. If the data type is object, can I pass the integer value? Can I pass string value? Can I pass a collection of roles? Can I pass a collection of a user? Can I pass anything? Yes, you can pass anything, and that is going to be accepted by this object. Clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Now, again, in this case, you have to remember whenever I click on this next button, last button, faster, previous, what exactly it needs. For example, if you go to this page. So when I click on this next button, what I need to do, for example, I select this one, select this one and click on this option. So in this case, you can see active true, page size 5, And when I call the next button, it is also sending a request to the server that page number equals to 2, page size equals to 5, active equals to 2. So this information I need to pass or not whenever the button is clicked. Yes or no?
Yep.
Yes. So, and again, when the button is clicked, which action method of which controller to be invoked, that what also we need to know. So in that case, right, what I need to do, I'm going to fetch the action method name from the route data, controller name from the route data. So basically you get the current action and controller name from the route. So automatically whatever the action method name, controller name, that what it will receive. And then it is going to fetch all the, what I can say, dictionary values from the route. So basically whatever the core string parameters we passed in the URL, except the page number, right? Except the page number, all other information it will capture. So except the page number, we should not, right? What I can say, we should not capture the page number. Apart from the page number, all the query parameter we need to. For example, I pass here role. Suppose I pass here role, and I apply this filter. So in this case, whatever the data like the search, is active, page size. So this information I need to capture. I don't need to capture the page number. Why I'm not going to capture the page number? Why I'm not going to capture the page number? Because that page number is going to be vary. So that page number is not going to be fixed. So based on the button what we clicked, we need to calculate what should be the page number. Apart from this, rest of the data we need to capture from the core string. Only the page number we need to calculate dynamically. And whatever the data here, you can see whatever the data I selected, all these informations are going to be travel. It is going to be what I can say, right? It is going to be travel through the query string parameter, and those query parameter information I can dynamically right. I mean, I need to capture. How to capture? Now again, you have to use this view context dot route data. From the route data, I can access the action method and controller name. This will give me what is the current action method, what is the current controller name. Similarly, view data dot http context dot request dot query, it is going to give me all the core string parameters. So it is going to give me all the core string parameter. And you know, the core string parameter are nothing but a combination of a key value pair. So the key is going to be the core string name and value is going to be the this one. So search is the core string, value is this one. Is active the core string, true is the value one. Page size is this one and this is the value. So all this information we need to capture except this page number. If the right, for example, while I'm looping through all the core string parameter, it is going to have this key value. So this is the data type. You can say it is the key value pair. So in this key value pair, the key is nothing but the core string name and the value is this one. So one by one, it will loop through all the core string parameter. Then I'm checking, is this key name is similar to, or is this key name is page number? If it is page number, then don't capture that core parameter value. If it is not page number, then store that key and value into this dictionary. And inside this dictionary, right, what is the right, what is the key name and what is the, what I can say, value? The key name is going to be string, the value is also going to be string. So in this case, that key is going to be my string key and the corresponding kv dot value dot to string, that is going to value. So in this case, it is going to be something like search admin is active true, so page size equals to 5, something like this. It is going to store inside this dictionary. Clear?
Yes.
Yes,
Right.
sir.
And always the first page is going to be 1. The previous page, right, we need to calculate how we can calculate. Now 1, right, maximum, right, again, right, method at max. So in this case, what is the, what I can say, the previous page is going to be, what I can say, what is the model dot page index? So what is page index? Page index is nothing but the current page number. So if the current page number is 1, 1 minus 1 equals to 0. So 0 means the previous page is not going to be calculated. Right? So that what even I think right what is the previous page, that what we need to calculate. So in this case, it is going to be an integer number. What is the max? In this case, you can see it is going to return, between this one and this, whatever the value, which one is max, that is going to be the previous page. So are you getting this logic or not? Okay. So let assume current page number is 1. Page index is 1. So 1 minus 1 is what?
0.
0. So between 1 and 0, which one is the maximum value?
1. 1.
Right? Similarly, what is the total number of pages? Now, whatever the model property, there is a property called total pages, right? You can see this is page index. This page index, you can consider this is the, what I can say, page number. If you are getting confusion, then this page index is nothing but your page number. So in that case, page index is page number. Again, that what we have calculated. Total pages, we are having this property total count. Sorry, total, not total count. So this is going to my total pages. If the model dot total pages equals to 0, then we need to set 100%. This is never going to be 0. Always it is going to have at least 1. Uh, right? But if it is 0, then we are setting this one. Otherwise, whatever the model that total pages, that what we are storing here. So even this is not required. So you can simply remove these things. Then calculate the next and last page number. So next means what? What is the minimum? Minimum means what? Now between these total pages, so total pages and between this page index plus 1, whichever is minimum, that is going to be the next page. So let assume the total pages is 2 and the current page number is 1. 1 plus 1, that is going to be the next page. So never go beyond the last page. So why I'm saying, now for example, if total pages is 5 and current page number is 1, then what should be the next page? So total, there are 2 pages, current page number is 1, so what should be the next page index? It should be 2. So how you can do this thing? Now whatever the page index plus 1. And the last page is nothing but the total number of pages, that is going to be the last page. Clear?
Yes.
Right. Now again, that is fine. So here you can see in the model also we have 2 properties: has previous page, has next page. So has previous page, has next page. We have already calculated there. That what we need to check. Has previous page. If this method is null, then we are not applying anything. Otherwise, we need to apply this disabled attribute so that you cannot click on that button. Here you can see whatever the controller name, whatever the action method name, whatever the route values, that what we have set, and the page number we have already calculated the first page. So has previous page, right? If has previous page, I mean, if there is some previous page option is available, then that is going to be, it will not apply this disabled attribute. And in that case, you can see it is going to set this thing, right? Controller action, route data, whatever the previous page, and this is the previous button. Similarly, what is the current page number? And this is going to be the has, if any next page is available, then what is the data? I mean, this is going to be, it will not apply this nullable, or you can say this attribute will not be applied. Otherwise it will apply this attribute. And here if next page is available, then what is the page number? And we have already set the controller action and all these things. And same in the case of a last page. Clear? So if this is not clear at this moment, right? So once we run the application, you will get the clarity. Clear?
Yes.
Right? So instead of writing the same logic again and again at multiple pages, what I'm doing, I'm writing this logic at a single page. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create my index view. So in the index view, so this is going to my index view. Let me go ahead and create. So in the index view, I'm going to display the list of roles with the action buttons, with the filtered options, with the paginations. So let me go ahead and do this thing. See, so first of all, you can see, right, the filter. So whatever the filtered options, that what we have already set in the viewback.filter. So that what I have received, and then I know that viewback is going to contain the data of this roles filter view model, and that what we have converted into this type, and that is what filtered. And from this filter, I can set the right filtered options. Filtered option means from this filter, I can set the sort status and page size, whatever they have provided. Then the start means what? What is the model dot total count? I mean, start and end we have created here. So the start and end actually, right, is not required in this case. Okay. Now you can see this is going to my page header. So this is the page header. You can see. Then I'm applying. Okay, let me. Okay, so this is some temp data to store show the success message and error message after performing the operation. Then this is my filtered bar. You can see this is my filtered bar text box for the search status drop down list, page size drop down list, apply and clear button. Here you can see the same thing. Search text box, and whatever the filtered options you have already provided. So that what you can store here. This is my status drop-down list, two options. One is active and inactive. This is my page size, some hard-coded page size options I have provided. And this is my button and this is my clear text box. So once I click on the clear text box, I'm not doing anything here, simply calling the index page without passing any data. And whenever we click on the button, at that time, it is going to post the data to the method, right? Same action method. Or you can see if getting any question, right here, you can also apply the index action method. Here also you can apply the controller name as ASP action, right? And controller is going to be roles. So it will submit the data to the roles controller of the index action method. Then this is going to be my models.empty. If at least one item is there, then I'm going to display. Yes, someone saying something? Okay. So in this case, you can see this is name, description, status, created, and actions button. I mean header. So name, description, status, created, actions header. Looping through all the model items one by one, fetching the description. And I'm not going to show the complete description. Minimum 80 characters I'm going to display. And here you can see that a tooltip is provided. And here it is going to show you only 8 character, and once you move your right mouse pointer over to that element, it is going to show you the complete text. So here you can see that the description I'm limiting to 80 characters. uh, then what I'm doing here, so I mean if it is greater than 80 characters, then what I'm doing here, 77 characters I'm taking plus 3 dot 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 symbol. If it length is less than 80 character, only whatever the data, that is what I'm going to display without this dot. For example, here you can say dot 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 is not available, but in this two dot available, here dot not available. Clear? So now then that tooltip I have also provided for the short description for the name field, whatever the short description we created. And also here I'm having this data bs toggle tooltip. So we'll write some JavaScript code which is going to display this data. That's fine. So if the role is active, that the BG success is going to be this class is applied. For inactive, BG secondary is going to be applied. So in this case, you can see active. And instead of secondary, so what I can see, if you want, you can also apply some kind of a warning and some different color it is going to display. So this is going to be my created on. Then I'm applying some rate, what I can say. some actions. Actions means when you click on the view button, it will redirect to the details page. When you click edit button, it will redirect to the edit page. And this is the modal pop-up that what it is going to open. And that modal pop-up ID is going to be this one. And again, this is my what I can say uh, partial tag helper. So this tag helper we have created. What is the name we provided? We provided the name as underscore pager, and that partial tag helper I'm calling here using this partial uh, right um, option. So option means the sense a tag helper. Using partial tag helper, I specified what should be the tag helper. I mean the partial view what I'm going to load. And for this page view, the model is going to be this one, page result data object. And here the items is going to be this one, right? Total count is going to see here. I'm not passing any item. Why? Because here I'm only going to what I can say create the pagination, and for that purpose, whatever the total count, what is the page index number, page size is required. That what I'm passing. And this is my right model pop-up, which is going to be rendered when you click on the delete button. And this is you can see that a tooltip that is going to be display the complete information of the right what I can say a complete description that what it is going to display when you move your mouse pointer over to that element. So with these changes, right, that is going to my index view. Next, you can see this is my create view, which is going to create a new role. Let me go ahead and create that view also. So this is going to my create view. This is very simple and straightforward. So inside this view, what I'm doing, please observe. I'm taking, and this is going to display the error message if any. So this is my create. So this anti-forgery token is not required. Why? Because by default, it is going to add that anti-forgery token. Name, description is active, I'm taking. And this is my create role button and the reset button. And this is back to roles. And again, here I'm showing some guidelines. So in this case, if you look at this one, so while creating, so this is the role name, description is active, and the guidelines. So that is what I'm doing here. So this is the name, description is active, and this is the create role. Reset means it is not going to do anything special, and it is going to reset. Reset button, guys, remember, for example, I specified this, I specified this, and you once I click on this reset, it will reset the complete form elements. And that is the use of a input type button type reset. So clear, guys? This view is clear,
Yes.
Yes.
right? So next, what I need to do, I need to create the edit view. So view name is going to be edit. So right click, add view, reserve view. So this is going to my edit view. This edit view is very similar to what I can say your create view. Only two things it is going to include in the hidden field. What are the things? One is the ID and another one is the concurrency stuff. Rest of the things are going to be same. So here you can see this anti-forgery token is not required. See model validation, this is also not required. So this model validation we have handled here. So this is my ID and concurrency stuff. These two things I have included here. Apart from this, rest of the things are going to be name, description, is active, and other things are going to be same. Clear? But here, what is important in the case of a edit, right? What is the current role status that what I'm going to display and the guidelines. So in this case, you can see what is the current status, what is the role ID, and the guidelines that what I'm showing here. Clear?
Yes.
Yes.
So this is very, what I can say, similar to your create field. Next, what I need to do, I need to create my details page. Okay, let me go to the details page. Let me copy this code. I'll go back. Okay. So this is going to my details page. Next view that what we are going to create is the details view. So edit is done. So once you submit the data, this is the update async method that is going to be input. Next one is the details view. So let me go ahead and create a view. So in the details view, I'm not only displaying, right? I'm not only going to display the role information, but also I'm going to display the associated user information who are assigned to that particular role. So let me go ahead and create this view also. So to understand these things, so let me go to the details page. So here you can see this is my role details. This is my user information. So that what I'm showing here. The start and end is not required here. I'm getting this. Okay. So basically in this page, you can show the start and end. So not required. So basically, if you look at this, user assigned file. Okay, so if you want to show this message showing one of 4 of 5 user, then you need this one. So do you want to show this information or not? Showing 1 of 4, then showing 5 of 5. So this message do you want to display or not? If you want to display, then you need these things, right? What is the start and the end? Otherwise, if you don't want, then you can remove this. For example, in this page, this is not required. In this page, if you want to show this message, then you can show. If you don't want to show this message, then you can simply remove these 2 things. Clear?
Yes.
Clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Then we are looping through all the users and it's showing their details information. And here I'm calling the partial view, which is going to display the resignation options. So with these changes, right, and one more thing I need to make sure here, right, before proceeding, I need to provide a link for the roles, but I mean for the roles. So for the roles means I need one application menu. So here in the secured method, I'm having this link, right, which is going to be invoke the roles action method, I mean index action method of the roles controller, and that role listing page it is going to display. And one more thing I need to do here is seeding some dummy users. So for example, currently you can see, right, if you see our database, right, whichever database we are using, identity database. Identity database or which database we are working with? Identity database. Inside this database, currently you can see only right, few users are there. Only 2 users are there. Now what I want to do is in each role, I want to add few users so that I can show you that the details there. So for this purpose, what I'm going to do, I'm going to create one identity user seeder class within the data folder. So go to the data folder. Or this application is no longer required. So you can close this one. So within the data folder, create one class file for seeding the dummy user. So this is my identity user seeder class. So inside this class, what I'm going to do, I'm going to store some dummy data. Please observe here what I'm doing here. the default password for all the user is test@1234. And in the admin, right here, I'm creating one dictionary. The string is going to be the role name you can consider, and the data is going to be list of user, first name, last name, phone number, and a DOB. So that's what I'm taking. So for admin, I want to create 5 user. For manager, I want to create another 5 user, and for user role, I want to create another 5 user. So this is my seed user async method. First of all, I'm creating the scope, the object of my DB context, and then I'm looping through all the users key. So role users means this is my dictionary, and using this dictionary, I'm looping through all the keys. So keys in this is one key, this is another key, and this is another key. So looping through all the keys, and for each key, right, I'm accessing all the right associated users, and here I'm forming the email first name dot last name at the rate this one, and ensure user in role. So ensure user in role means this method it is going to call. So in this case, whatever the email ID I'm going to invoke, I'm making sure that this email ID is not already exist. If it is written null, then I'm creating one application user with this information, and here I'm creating this one, right? And if it is completed, that's fine. And after this one, right, after processing this one, I'm checking whatever the role assigned. So in this case, that role is going to be right here. You can see that role is going to be this one. So from where we get this role? From this one. And what is this below? This is nothing but the key. So this admin role, manager role, and user role. For admin role, it is going to insert 5 employee right, user. For manager role, 5 another set of user, and for user role, it is going to create 5 user with this user role. So this is the method that what we have created, which is going to insert some dummy data. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create one controller, which is going to this controller is going to be one API controller. So go ahead and create one API controller. So create. So data seeding API controller. And this controller is going to simply call that seeding method. So it is going to call this static method identity server to seed data method, which is going to create the dummy set of a user. So let me run the application and see whether this is working as expected or not. Okay. So what is the port number? 7049. So let me copy this one, 7049, and invoke that API endpoint so that the dummy users are going to be created. So this is a get request. No. So what type of a request? This post request. Post request means I need to open Postman and invoke this one. So dummy users have been successfully created. Now you can see all the dummy data are there. Okay, that's fine. Now what I need to do, I need to test the functionality. So in this case, now if you go to the role space, so currently it is asking me to log in. Okay, let me go ahead and log in. See, currently one of four. So currently our application having these 4 roles. So let us proceed and add few more roles. Okay, let me go ahead and show you this thing. So this application is working. So in admin role, you can see these are the, see in this case, page number is fine. This is not working. Why it is not working? When I click on the next button, it is not working. Why? Let us try to observe. So in this case, what is the parameter name we defined here? Just tell me.
Page. It should be page number.
Page.
it should be page number, right? So that is the issue what we defined here. So let me give this one page number and let me do these things. It is working as expected, right? So now if you go ahead and check all rest of the things, they should work as expected. For example, if you want to edit, you can do the edit operation. If you want to delete this user, you can also delete that user. That is also possible. But let me try to delete this admin user and see what happening. And I cannot delete a role that still has a user. Remove users from the role first. Means this option is also working. Let me filter the user by active. Yes, this is also working. Now, right, what you need to do, you need to create a few more roles, right? So like customer support, inventory manager, order processor, marketing manager, this thing. So how you can do this thing? Let us do this thing practically, right? So this is going to be one role. So this is another role. This is another role. So customer support. So how to create a role? So go to this one. Role name is customer support. Description is this one. Create role. Create another role. Inventory manager. Why I'm creating this role? Because I am going to implement roles management effectively. And for that purpose, we need a different kind of a role. So let me go ahead and create this role. Order processor. Okay. Marketing manager. Then the final one is vendor. So these are the different roles that what we need in our project. So we have created all the required roles for our application. So if you want to update any, for example, you want to make this role inactive, click this one. So you can see it is showing this one. So this doesn't look great. So what I'm going to do is in the index page, which page? In the index page. Apply the danger class. Clear? Clear or not? So this is how you need to implement your roles management within ASP.NET. So this is with the ASP.NET Core MVC application you can consider rather than identity. So MVC plus identity. So front end plus back end we have implemented. So tomorrow what we are going to discuss, we are going to discuss the roles management. So along with roles management, we are also going to discuss how we can assign roles to users. I mean, this is roles management. Tomorrow we'll discuss user management plus how to assign roles to user. That's what we are going to discuss. And after the users management, we are going to discuss role-based access control. So basically, I'm going to show you right how to show and hide navigation menus based on the user role. What are the operations to be performed by admin? What are the operations to be performed by manager? So different kind of functionality we need to implement based on the assigned user. So also then we are going to discuss the claim-based authentication. So how to assign claims to roles, how to assign claims to what I can say users, how you are going to implement the claim-based authentication and authorization within your .NET core application using identity. That is what we are going to discuss next. Clear?
Yes.
So anyone having any question, they can ask me now. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Anyone having any question?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
you.